Hey guys, you're watching the Gregorio Girls Makeup channel. My name is Devin and I run this beauty channel here on YouTube with my younger sister, Shauna. If this is your first time here on our channel, welcome. We are so happy and grateful to have you here. And if you would like to see future videos from us and join the girl gang that we have here on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. It would mean the world to us. And if you're not new, welcome back. As always, thanks for being here. So today I am going to be reviewing these two products. So this is the Milani Conceal Perfect Foundation Stick. It's brand new. And then this is the Milani Conceal Perfect Concealer. Whew, I feel like I just said the word conceal a lot in one sentence. This is a first impressions review. It's real quick, like I'm just gonna try the products on for the first time and see how it goes. It's not a wear test. So you're gonna be getting my first impressions and opinions, but I have not yet done a wear test and worn this throughout the day. So that is something that I have to kind of play around with and test the products out a little bit more. So more to come on those. But if you would like to come along for the ride and test out these new products with me, then please just keep on watching. All right, here we go. So here's my little box. I'm just gonna pretend like I'm opening PR even though I'm not that fancy and I definitely paid for this. So here are some of the goodies that we're gonna be talking about today. Why don't we just go ahead and prime to start. Since I'm testing a new foundation, I wanna use a primer that I know I love and that works for me under a lot of foundations. So this is my Ride or Die Too Faced Hangover. This is a little mini guy. And of course my face gets so freaking red as soon as I touch it. I don't understand. I really have never considered myself to be someone to have sensitive skin until like the past year. And I've noticed how like easily it gets red and like just sensitive in general. And I'm like, well, I'll be damned. I have sensitive skin. All right, and then first up we have the Milani Conceal Perfect Foundation Stick. This is in the shade 210 Creamy Nude. I bought it online, so I kind of just like took a stab at what I thought would be my shade. But this actually looks like it's gonna be pretty good. I bought this because I think it was supposed to be, I think it said on the website that it was supposed to be like neutral warm. Let me double check that. Yeah, so this is shade 210 Creamy Nude and it's fair light with a neutral undertone. And by the way, in case like this is the first time you're hearing about this foundation, it does come in 20 shades and it retails for $9.99. So I think that we're gonna be okay with this color. So let me go ahead and just start to apply. And I honestly don't usually work. Ooh, let me warm that up a little bit first. As you can see, I don't usually work with stick foundations a lot or like cream foundations at all. So I'm curious to see how I like this. So I'm just gonna kind of like go like this and see how it works. I'm gonna try it with a brush first because I just kind of feel like that's what you do with stick foundations. I feel like that might work a little better, but actually Shauna ordered this too and hers came a couple days before mine and she tried this out and she said she actually liked it applied better with a beauty sponge. So I don't know, I mean it's blending out okay, I would say, with this brush. Okay, so I really don't think, I mean, I probably should have started on just one side of my face instead of both, but I feel like this applied okay. Like it doesn't look, it has a very natural finish, but I am curious because it is a stick foundation and it's a solid. I will say I am curious to see if a damp beauty sponge will make it a little bit easier to blend out and like give it a little bit more life, like more dewiness. So I do wanna test that out. Okay, so I'm feeling like, I don't know if I'm just like being picky or what, but I'm feeling like the beauty sponge is not blending it well across my forehead, but it is blending it okay like across my nose and stuff. So I'm not really sure what tool I like better, but I actually think I might be leaning towards this brush right now. Okay, so I've been sitting here for like 2 or 3 minutes just kind of going back and forth between my brush and my beauty sponge off camera, just kind of testing out which tool I like better, and I do think I prefer the feel of the damp beauty sponge. I do think that this foundation is just, it felt a little bit dry to blend out with a dry foundation brush, so I do like it with a little bit of moisture from the damp beauty sponge. I will say, one, I think this color is a pretty good match. 2, it is doing a good job of evening out my skin tone, and it doesn't feel like it's caking up on my face. The only area where I'm having a little bit of trouble blending it out is right here on my nose and kind of like around into the little side crevices of my nose. But I feel like a lot of people have issues with this, but I do have a lot of trouble with just foundation in general, getting it to like stick in that little spot. But so far, so good. I'm not like super wowed by it, but I like it so far. And I definitely want to see what it looks like with the concealer. All right, so next up we have the new Milani Conceal Perfect concealer. This is their long layer concealer, and this is in the shade 115 Light Nude. And I just looked it up. This one is fair light with a neutral yellow undertone. So again, I think this is gonna be a pretty good match for me. I hope it's light enough to kind of highlight my under eyes, but if not, we'll just get kind of like a natural conceal highlight going on. And this comes in 18 shades, and it's actually already sold out on their website. So this is what the applicator looks like. So you're not getting that huge like doe foot applicator that comes with Shape Tape and the Born This Way concealer, but I don't really mind that. For me, it's more like how coverage, wow, that looks like it's gonna be full coverage. But yeah, for me, it's how much coverage does it give me, how much does it brighten, etc., etc., and does it crease on my under eye. But it feels nice and smooth. Like, even though it's full coverage, it doesn't feel thick. It feels pretty light. It does feel very wet on my skin though, so I'm curious to see if that's gonna mean that it's like creasy or if it'll kind of work out. Okay, so I mean, very bright under eye, blended out really nicely. I don't feel like I lost any of the coverage while blending it out, and sometimes that can happen. Like, you put a concealer on, or you put any product on for that matter, and as soon as you start blending it out, it kind of just disappears. And especially when you're going for like a bright highlighted under eye, you don't really want that. Okay, and then I do want to set that concealer pretty quickly because it does feel pretty wet and I don't want it to start creasing up. So I also picked up the Milani translucent powder. It comes in 2 shades. This one is light to medium, and I think there's also like a medium deep one. Oh yeah, I'm definitely creasing. Ooh, oh man, I'm setting a big crease right now. Oh well. Okay, so that concealer did crease up pretty quick, but I was talking and I didn't set it right away, so that's not necessarily the concealer's fault. And then because the stick foundation, like I said, was feeling a little bit dry on my skin, I don't want to load it up with too much powder. So while my under eye is setting, I'm just going to take a powder brush and just kind of lightly dust some of that translucent powder in the places where I didn't put concealer. Because it's still a cream product, so I still want to set it down a little bit, but I definitely don't want to use a lot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is put the rest of my makeup on off camera, and then I'm gonna come back, talk a little bit more about the products and what my final thoughts are. So I will be right back. All right, so here we are with a full face of makeup, and I love coming back to camera with a full face of makeup because I just look at myself in the monitor and I'm like, yes, I have life. I don't look like a gremlin anymore. So let's just take a couple minutes to talk about each of these 2 products that I've been testing out today. So first up, let's talk about the Conceal Perfect foundation stick. I have a couple things to say about this. The first thing is that as soon as I hopped off of camera and I took a little bit of my Morphe setting mist and just kind of like doused my face in it, I feel like it brought a new life to this foundation instantly. Like, as soon as I sprayed it, the foundation, I feel like it just like sucked it right up. And I don't want to say it gave it like a true dewy finish, but it really just, the only way I can describe it is that it brought new life to the foundation. Like, it didn't really look as dry. I felt like it just looked a little bit more luminous and more just like my natural skin. So like I've said multiple times in this video, one, I'm not used to using stick foundations. I don't know that I've ever honestly used one on my face. Like, I've used them on other people a couple times, but I really prefer just like a traditional liquid like pump foundation. So I could not be used to working with the product. I also have really combination skin. So in the winter, my skin gets so dry, but in the summer, like my T-zone is an oil slick. So I really have to balance back and forth between like my moisturizers and my primers and my foundations and the powders, and I really have to strike the perfect balance because of that combination. And it is January, so my skin, like my face, my eyelids, my lips, if you can probably see how red my hands are. They are literally burning from how dry they are right now. So my skin is really dry right now, and I'm wondering if I would like this formula a little bit better in the summer because it's not as dewy, and I actually might like that when my skin's a little bit more oily. I also think, I was playing around with this a little bit off camera as I was doing the rest of my makeup, and I also think that this would be a really great product to kind of like spot conceal and build up your foundation coverage in areas where you need it without kind of like caking it on your whole face. So like I tend to get some breakouts down around here, I get them across my forehead, and I was able to kind of build this up in spots where I wanted a little bit more coverage as well. So I'm really intrigued to play around with this product. I don't want to say yes, I love it, but I also don't want to say no, I hate it either. Like I honestly, especially after spraying it with some setting spray, I honestly am leaning towards like, yes, I like it, but my first impression is like, I'm not really sure. I want to play around with a few different things and see what the best technique is going to be for me personally to use this foundation. And again, like if something doesn't work for me or if I'm iffy about something, it doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. So in terms of my recommendation, like at least trying this out, it's $9.99, like it's 10 bucks. And I really think that it's worth at least trying and playing with it with your skin type and seeing how it works. And then next up we have this concealer. So I really don't have a ton of complaints about this concealer. I know I did start to say that I felt like it was creasing up a little bit under my under eyes, but honestly, it's really not creasing any more than any concealer would. I personally do not know a concealer or a foundation that doesn't crease just a little bit. Like, I don't know, I'm not one to really get crazy about creasing because I'm like, it's a liquid or cream or whatever product. Like, of course it's gonna move a little bit. Like it's, your face moves, your skin moves. So I really don't feel like it's emphasizing my creases, but I do, I am starting to get little fine lines underneath my eyes and I can see them, but that's not really make or break for me. In terms of the coverage and the finish, I really, really like it. I feel like it brightened up my under eye without being like too bright, and I do feel like now that it's set with powder, like it's staying nicely. Granted, this is a first impressions and not a wear test, so I'm curious to wear this a couple times as well, try it with some different foundations and see how it wears throughout the day. But just as like a first impression, the way my complexion looks right now, I'm not mad at it. Like I do feel like the foundation provides good but natural looking coverage, and I do like the consistency of the concealer so far. And then I want to mention my lipstick really quick as well, because it's also a Milani product that I ordered with this little mini haul here. So this is a matte lipstick. They actually just came out with this bold mattes collection, and I was really drawn to actually the names. So the name of this lipstick is actually Bold Color Statement Matte Lipstick, and all the names of the lipsticks, like all the color names, are bold statements, and they're actually all like I am statements. So this one is in the shade I Am Confident, and as I was looking through the shades to kind of pick which color I want, there was like I am strong and I am fierce, I am confident, I'm happy, and like I was just like, hell yeah, Milani. Like that is such a simple but such a good concept to put behind a product. So I went with the shade I Am Confident because actually a huge reason of why I love doing makeup, not only on myself, but like as an artist on working on other people, is that I get so much joy out of bringing other people confidence through makeup, and like quite frankly bringing myself confidence through makeup. You really can, I don't see makeup as something that like masks who you are. It's something that should bring out who you are on the inside and just show the best version of yourself. So big thumbs up to this lipstick just for that reason. But if you're in the market for a new lipstick, I would definitely recommend trying out any of the lipsticks from Milani. I've never been disappointed, and again, $4.99. How can you beat it? Alright, so I think that is going to be it for this video. I feel like that went by so quickly after like my whole debacle with filming my last video, my Wet n Wild like full face video, which took me so painfully long to film because my camera kept dying. This video felt like a breeze. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let us know in the comments below what your favorite Milani products are. Have you tried out this new foundation stick and concealer yet? What are your thoughts about it? We want to know. If you've not subscribed to the Gregorio Girls makeup channel yet, please do so before you leave. We'd love to have you join the Gregorio Girl gang, and I will catch you guys in the next Gregorio Girls video. Mwah. Bye.